Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. So today we are going to do a very special video showing some transparency because I'm seeing many videos on YouTube that are being recommended, on my profile about how many people are passing FTMOs in one trade or whatever. And so I thought that I wanted to share with you my journey because in most my videos you see only my wins, my winning setups. So transparency is not only about showing that the trade you took is real and that you made money from it, but also to show you how much it took me to start being consistent. And so I started doing my challenge. I started FTMO 2 years ago in August 2020. So here we go. I will show you all the struggle I came through. So the reality of the trading process. So most people on YouTube, you will see videos how they passed the challenge in one day or one trade or whatever, or how they made $10,000 or $50,000 with a funded account, etc. But I think personally, I don't know if I will do this one day, probably not. But it's not the most important to show how much you made or how you made it, in one trade, because that's not the truth. Before you were able to do this in one trade, you should share how much you struggled before. I mean, it can be honest to show a video where you make 10,000 in one trade or whatever if you show all the process before, because people that will see the video will think, oh wow, this is what's possible to do, but they don't know the process behind. They don't know how much this person may have struggled, or they think it's easy to do such thing, while it is not. And some people, maybe they will be like not lucky, but they will get a good month and do such type of performance, but the months after they disappear, from YouTube and everything else. So personally, I prefer to share my journey with you, step by step, from the bottom. So you know the real truth. So some people will do it faster than me or did it faster than me. Some people, I hope not, will do it slower. But it's not a competition, We do this for ourselves. We do not, if you start to do this to prove something to others, you will definitely not make it, or even if you make it, it will not make you happy, because there will be always someone better than you. And so yeah, so my journey, I did 11 free repeats. 7 times I failed the challenge, so I need to repay. And in this 7, one verification phase that I failed. I will show you anyway. And after I got funded, my first month I was struggling. I was in not big drawdown, but in drawdown during 1 month, if not more. And I managed to came back to break even and take, the refund of the challenge at least. But yeah, it was very stressing because it was during my while I was working at the restaurant in July and early of August. So I could only trade in the morning, and I started working earlier at the restaurant. But yeah, definitely I probably was overconfident, lost some discipline and some patience. And uh, this is how life or the universe get you, what you sow, you reap, you know. So if you start downgrading and start doing less than you used to do, then you will reap, of course, less reward, and that's how it goes. So before showing you how I got consistent, I will show you, start sharing the screen of the FTMO profile. Okay, here we go. So it all started in August 2020. So let's show very quickly the metrics. So you see, I went directly in drawdown. I think this is something that I'm used to do even today. And I managed to get back at break even in September. So back then, I was not trading smart money concepts. I was trading some basic price action, supply and demand, something like this. And then in October, I paid the mentorship and I discovered SMC. So this, I think, yeah. Okay, so yeah, you see in one trade, I came back to break even. So I discovered SMC. I studied all the videos because I was deep drawdown. And like I waited for the perfect opportunity. So I didn't trade during 2 days. And I waited for the perfect opportunity using this new knowledge of smart money concepts. But of course, it was not ICT, it was someone else teaching. It was about order blocks and all this liquidity order blocks. So yeah, in one trade, I got back from minus, I believe it was minus 6% to 0. So then I was feeling very powerful. I was like, wow, this SMC stuff is so powerful. But you know, the truth, it's not about knowledge. It's because when I learned the SMC stuff, I thought like it was like the truth, you know? And so I was in a state of confidence. I was very confident, which produced this type of performance. So you see one trade from 0 to 3K. So almost 8% in one trade. And then look, was losing, back to 0. Okay. So this is how it goes when you are aiming for passing the challenge in 1 or 2 trades. It can happen. Probably if I let the trade develop, probably I could have passed the challenge, you know, in one trade. But then look what happens. It's not worth it, you know. So I showed you this just so you can see everything I went through and why you should not be aiming for passing your challenge in one trade. So next. Okay, next month, I passed the challenge. Same thing, I think in 2 or 3 trades. like this first trade, 3K, and okay, some losses, not very, still, yeah, 2.5% loss. Then back to 3K, and I managed to pass the challenge. But then I was very eager and very impatient. So instead of waiting January to start again the verification, because the challenge ended in December, I remember. Yeah, this ended in the 20th of December, and you should not normally trade at least until January, because this period is very low volatility during this period. And as I was impatient, I started the verification. And this is the price of impatience. No, I failed the verification. I went to draw down. Okay, December. Then I managed to in January to get back to break even, and then many trades failed. I felt bad, I remember. I felt very bad. But yeah, I started again. So 2021, here again. So I will not show you the metrics of everyone attempts, but yeah, most of them I went to draw down and then into profit, or I went slightly into profit and then into break even until August. I made a very bad decision. There was someone in our group of trading, SMC, and he was doing very well with FTMO. Like in July, he said he was doing 150K with his with the 100K account. So he said he made 150%. And it was the time where FTMO introduced the leaderboard concept. And I didn't see him in the leaderboard, you know. But, well, at the time I was believing him. So I offered him to, since I was working back then, I offered him to manage one of my FTMO challenge. I don't know if he will be watching the video, but I will not say any name, so I don't care. But yeah, I gave him my FTMO challenge while I was pursuing another one. So I got 2 FTMO challenge, okay. And look at his performance. So someone who made 150% in his account made I think this one, I think it was my account. I'll just go back and compare. No, I think it was his account. No, this one was his account because he started in August. So someone who made 150% in July, and he couldn't even get back to break even with a challenge, like only losing trades. So this is what happens when you trust someone. So I offered him to pass my challenge, and then of course I paid for the challenge, of course, and I would offer him 50% of every withdraw, but of course it never happened. And so since this day, I left every group of trading I was into, and I focused on myself. But one decision can really put you into a bad mood, which can make you, as you see, lose. This one was my challenge failed. This was mine. So I failed 3 challenge because mainly of this decision. Because you see, before this, it was only repeat. I never failed a challenge until I took this decision of not trusting myself, not trusting my ability to pass the challenge. And this is what happened when you don't have faith in yourself. Okay? So please, if you watch my video, don't trust anyone but yourself. No one can make you a trader, a good trader. No one can change you and make you the person you would like to become. It's only about yourself, always, always, always. You will see in the self-development videos that I will do in the future, you have to focus on yourself. And one advice that I can give to everyone, simple advice, is just cut all the noise. And by noise, I mean leave every group, even if it's a group that you paid for, mentorship or whatever. Leave them, and not just like, muting the group. Really leave it. Because if you mute, you will come back probably when you have a hard time. You will come back and try to find how everyone else is doing. So just leave every group, even if you paid for it. Focus on what you know, on yourself, and believe me, you will succeed much faster like this, and it will be long-lasting success, because you will succeed by yourself, not by following someone, or not because someone has helped you or giving you signals or whatever. Okay, I think it's the most important advice I could give to anyone in his trading process. It's the best advice I can give, and if you can like note it down or applying it right now, pausing the video and doing it, believe me, it will not change everything at the moment, but a few months later you will feel a lot better, a lot more confident. You will see. You are not losing anything by leaving all these groups and by stopping to follow. For example, if you are on Instagram, stop following people that post their trades either live or their profits and all this, because it will make you feel bad about yourself. You will see people making profits and you will see that you are struggling. What message are you sending to your subconscious mind, to yourself, to your heart? You will feel bad. And as you will see also in the self-development videos or in my articles, feeling is the central point of manifesting, of attracting to you everything you desire, everything you wish to be true. So if you are feeling bad about trading, believe me, you won't attract anything good to you. You will attract something like this. Not past, not past, not past. So then 2 months repeat, then again 2022 started, 2 failures, and I was feeling that, you remember I told you in 26th of January, I was close to like I discovered the inducements and everything, but that does not mean that I was consistent at that time. No, it took me failures and failures and a repeat before digesting, before really getting, getting it, before it clicks. And so in April, I don't know if I started. Yeah, no, I started in May. End of April, I took 1 week off and I studied the ICT mentorship videos. And then I came back fresh, okay, with ICT mentorship knowledge. I started 1.5% in drawdown, but then also I came back with a new approach for money management, for consistency. And I trusted my wife. She always told me, since the start, she always told me, go step by step, even if you take 200 euro per day, go step by step, don't aim for 1,000 or 2,000, etc. I never heard, I mean, I never listened to her because in my head, I was looking for risk-reward trades, and I was like, okay, I'm losing most of the time, so if I win only 200 and lose 200, if I win one time 200 and lose 200 5 times, I will never succeed, And that's because I was aiming for high RR with a low win rate trades. And so I was aiming for big trades only because I was not confident that I could catch trades every day. And so I shifted my mindset. I decided that I would listen to her. And I saw that with the ICT mentorship that I could manage to get at least one trade every day at 1%. And for me, 1% was enough to pass the challenge, but also to live from. It's 400 euro. If you take the 20% from the FTMO profit split, it makes 320 euro per day, which is more than enough to live from trading, even if I make only 1% a week, like his new end series from ICT, the ICT ends series. If you haven't watched it, I really recommend you to take a look. It's 4 videos that for me, he's being very realistic, and he's not saying you dreams and whatever. So yeah, I went into this mindset of doing only 1% a day. And so the average profit was 300 euro, a little bit less than 1%. And the average loss 72, which make a RR of 4. So I was back at the time, I was not yeah, most of my trades, it was 2 lots, 2 lots, 2 lots, 2 lots, sometimes 1 lot. And I took 2 positions. So yeah, maximum 2 lots most of the time. And what you would see, if I can see by day, okay, yeah, it's here. So I started the 3rd of May, and then I did almost 1%. Then I did a little bit more than 1%. a little bit less, a little bit less. Here I made almost 2%. You know, sometimes I was driving, so I could not manage to close. Yeah, I could put a TP at 1%, but back at the time, I preferred to let the trade develop and see if it can give more than one, it's cool. But when it was at 1% and I was in front of the chart or on my phone to close, generally I close whatever is up from 1%. So here 1.5%. Here break-even day, a little bit more than 1%, a little bit more, and this challenge is passed. So you see almost 10 winning days in a row. So 6 May, 1 day, then there was the weekend, then it was Monday, 9 of May, 10. I didn't trade on the 11. So 13, then I think it was the weekend, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a break-even day. 7, 8, 9. So 9 trades, 9 days in a row, I was winning. No losing day. So how did I feel? Like, you know, the first challenge I passed, you remember, in 1 or 2 trades or whatever, I didn't feel as confident as when I passed this percent by percent. Because what does this means? It means that I can do it every single day. Every single day. You know, even though I lost some trades, for example, in the 13th of May, I started with a losing trade, I still ended up in profit. You see? So you will still be losing, but if you apply the concept with some patience, you still end up the day in profits, you know. Same in the 10th of May, I'm losing and then I came back in profit, in large profit. So so this is my challenge. So when I ended my challenge, I was very confident for the verification, even though I had a doubt, of course, because the last verification I made, I failed, you know, with overconfidence. So I didn't want to feel overconfident in this time too, but I started in drawdown, not much, 1%, 1% maximum drawdown. And I struggled for 2 weeks. So 2 weeks being a little bit in profit or in drawdown, in profit, in drawdown, etc. Around break even, and then it clicked again. So this shows you that even though you know how to do it, you will have bad weeks, bad days, and bad weeks. It will happen 100% to everyone. But I'm okay with having bad days and bad weeks being around break even, you know, and not going down and down and down. Here I was around break even. So when I got back my mindset or my mood of doing 1% a day every day, you see 10th of June 1%, then Monday 30th of June, and then boom 14th of June. So very rapidly, you know. The RR was still 4. And as you can see, I was always targeting the 1%, more or less 1%, you know. This was a bad day, 1% loss. This day should not have happened because I have normally a daily drawdown limit of 1%, but here I did not respect it, you see. But otherwise, this can happen. It's a little bit more than 1%. It's okay. This is less than 1%, and otherwise, yeah. So now let's get back to the presentation. So this is the reality of the trading process. And of course, yeah, I forgot to show you my live months. I will show it to you. Up. It was end of June okay, I started very deep in drawdown, like 3%, more than 3% drawdown. Very bad. You will see the first 2 days, I did not respect my drawdown limit on both days. And this is what happens when you are overconfident. Then, okay, I got back around the break even, not far. And then losing, winning, losing, winning, losing, winning. And it was very hard psychologically. You see, I hit almost, it was a 4% drawdown. And felt very bad to be funded and not make profits, you know. But it happens to everyone. And thanks God, I'm very grateful that I was able to go back to break even, take the profit split, the challenge refund, because it would have really felt very bad to be funded and, you know, percent by percent, and then go back to do another challenge, you know. So I stopped trading after that. I took 2 weeks off, 2 or 3 weeks, 3 weeks off. And because I was working very hard at the restaurant with my wife in August. And so now I'm back with another fresh FTMO account. So, oh, sorry. So how I got consistent? First of all, following a written strategy, step by step with checkboxes. So I will never say it enough. Your strategy has to be written. It has to be written and followed step by step, and you can modify it from according to what you think is good or not good. And in my book, Trading with Confidence, that you can find on Amazon, I explain how to put a strategy step by step on paper, how to backtest it, how to modify it, etc. So I still recommend you, if you want to know more about how to write a strategy, etc., to get my book Trading with Confidence. I'll try to put the link on the video. So yeah, this is the most important step, first step, I would say. Then like I said, I shifted my mindset from going to, you know, achieve the challenge in 1 or 2 trades to doing 1% a day. So why 1%? Because for me, it felt enough to pass the challenge, enough to feel confident, to feel consistent, and enough in terms of money. If I'm doing 320 euro after profit split per day, for me, it's enough for living from trading income, etc. And my ideal income with a funded account is 20% a month. This is really ideal. And if you split, we have more or less than always more than 20 trading days per month, which makes 1% a day if you want to attain a 20% a month. So it was for me perfect, 1% a day. So also I decided to trade fixed 2 lots per trade. So always using 2 lots, no matter how much the stop loss is big. And so maximum stop loss is around 10 pips. So if it's like 10 pips, 0.3, it's okay, you know. But if it's like more than 11 pips, I won't trade. I won't enter from there. I will look for another entry. So yeah, 10 pips is 0.5% risk, but most of the time it's less than 10 pips. So it's less than 0.5%, but the goal is always 1%. So the minimum RR is 2 if you are losing 10 pips SL, but if your stop loss is 5 pips, let's say, the RR is 4. If it's less than 5 pips, it's even more, you know. So that's why I have a positive RR of 4 point something during my challenge and during the verification. So it respects a good risk reward according to me. For me, a good risk reward ratio is 3. Like anything above 3 is good, you know. But still 2 is decent if you have a good win rate. So the third step is being disciplined and patient, something I struggled to keep. And also to wait for all the boxes to be checked. And very often I took some trades in my funded account. I knew I was anticipating and it was not confirmed, you know, for the entry. And therefore I took, most of the time I took 2 stop loss before getting the good trade. And therefore the good trades just get back the money I lost. So I'm not going forward, you know, in my account. I'm just getting back to where I was before getting the 2 wrong trades. So that's why it's very important to stay patient. And what I saw, you know, the difference between my state of mind while I was doing the challenge and between the funded account is during the challenge and the verification, I was feeling very relaxed, confident, calm, secure. And I don't know how I can describe this feeling, but I know that this peaceful feeling is what made me succeed the challenge. With all those points, this is the most important one, because I saw on everyday basis that I could rush so many times some trades, you know, rush entries. I could go and fear of missing out. I could have the fear of losing and have many break-even trades. And I saw it. I was like, wow, I just avoided all the wrong attitudes of mind, you know, of just rushing the trade because of the fear of missing out. So, and going break even quickly because of the fear of losing, while technically it could still go in the right direction, you know. And so I saw this, I saw myself like how I was before and how I was during the challenge. Big difference in the state of mind, in the attitude. And believe me, this is the most important point you can work on after getting your strategy, of course. I don't know how I can help you get this relaxed, confident state, because it's a work that you do inside yourself, you know. You are just feeling confident that you are going to succeed. You are going to have that 1% a day. Even if you miss a first trade, no problem. You know inside yourself that you will have another opportunity to get in. So you feel really invincible, you know, unstoppable, invincible, untouchable. And try to think about this state and try to enter this state. And when you start feeling, you know, when just before you take a wrong decision, generally you feel contracted, you know, contracted, like stressed, anxious. You feel small, you know, very tight, very stressed. And generally, it's an indicator that you are not taking the right decision, because your gut, your feeling is guiding you that it's not good what you are doing. While if you wait for the right trade, and you know what a right trade is, if you follow your strategy, when you take the trade, even though you have, you know, a little stress, and sometimes you know, I'm shaking sometimes. I don't know how to describe the feeling, but yeah, I'm a little stressed, but I know that I did everything right. Like I really waited for the right sign, and I'm confident in my trade. Therefore, I feel good inside myself. I feel expanded, you know, I feel better, you know, not tight, I feel greater. And if I think I can help you with something is add a checkbox at the end of your strategy and add this question. Do I feel expanded, good, or do I feel contracted, so anxious, about taking this trade right now? And if the answer is anxious and contracted, you are doubtful, and etc., don't take the trade. And if you feel good about it, and not good because you are convincing yourself that this is a good trade, you know, you feel good because you know that you are respecting every one of your rules, therefore you can go for it. And you know, even though you are taking the right trade, technically speaking, but you are taking it from a state of doubt and fear, it will go wrong 90% of the time, because you will change your mind during the trade, you will close it, you will put your stop loss at break even very fast, etc. And so you will sabotage yourself and your trade, even though it was the right one. But if you wait and take the trade with 100% discipline and with a good feeling, a relaxed, peaceful, calm state, you will not make bad decision like this, and the trade will end up not always a win, you know. But even though if it's a bad trade, but you are in a confident state, you will be able to see that your trade technically is no more valid, and therefore many times you will have the opportunity to quit this trade at break even. So this is very important. Your state of mind, your feeling, track your feeling, because out of your feeling most often is the result of your trade. Even if technically you are good, but with a bad feeling, it will most often end up either in a loss or at break even. And even if you are wrong technically, very often you can take the trade at break even in a relaxed state. And if it's a good trade technically, and you are right, you will not rush the break even and your entry at break even, etc. And you will maximize your profits. So that's it. I think I've talked a lot, but for me it was very important point to remember, and hopefully it can change your life, your trading journey from now on. So conclusion. You are exactly where you need to be right now. And the failures that you have encountered in the past made you what you are right now. And the failures that you are now facing will make you become the trader that you have always wanted to be. So do not be stressed or do not be anxious. Be grateful because you are on the right path, you know. And don't cry over failures or missed opportunities, and smile. Instead, smile at the opportunities you have the ability to take every single day, knowing that you will one day become what you desire to be because you persisted over and over again with the same enthusiasm. So, you know, the secret to success, very easy. You have your desire, you pursue it with a good feeling, good attitude, and you will have it 100% sure. So stop comparing your journey with other successes. As I said, the most valuable advice I can give every trader is to stop following people that show their wins, etc. And stop following others, you know, analysis, etc. Focus on your chart and your chart only. Of course, you can educate yourself with some videos, some trainings, whatever programs. But at the end, you take whatever you want from these teachings and you apply it to your chart. You don't take the analysis of someone else and etc. Personally, for example, you see ICT, I've watched all his videos, not all, but great majority. But I've never followed his signals, or, you know, sometimes he calls some fair value gaps in advance or whatever. I'm not doing it. And I'm not following him, even though I know it could be free money, you know, because I know how to apply his teachings, but I want to do it for myself and by myself, and I want to earn, the money I earn, it's not because of someone else. I want it to be because of my work, and my belief in myself. And so very often, most people show only the top of the iceberg, they show how they passed the challenge in one trade, but they don't show you how many repeat, how many failed challenge they did before passing this challenge. So what's interesting and what you should be looking for in others' journey is how they became successful and how many years and how many failures they did encounter in the process and how they did overcome it to become who they are now. It's not important to see who they are now. It's more important to know how, or what made them become who they are now. So chase consistency, not the outcome. Like I did in my first past challenge, I chased the outcome. I chased the passing the challenge only. But after that, you see what happens. While if you chase consistency, that does not matter. That does not mean that you will not fail the verification, or you will not lose your account or whatever. But if you did it one time, percent by percent, you can do it again. While if you did it one time in 2 trades, you don't know until when you can do it again. So you can be funded tomorrow, yet lose your funded account and start to zero. And this is, I think, much more painful than the struggle I went through before becoming funded. I'm much more happy to have succeeded percent by percent, both my challenge and my verification, because now I know with certainty, and it's not just a feeling, it's a fact, that I can do 10%, 5% a month, between 5 and 10% every month. So it's not just a dream now. So I'm gonna end the video by thanking you for watching. And I think it's probably my most important video out of all, because while other videos was showing my knowledge, now I'm showing you the truth behind. And I hope it will motivate you and give you the drive necessary to succeed in your journey. Thank you.